Alright, I got sidetracked. I said no to a drink that my wife offered to make, and then I changed my mind and wanted to have the drink, so I sat down and got thirsty. Alright, let's get back to it here. We need to go find this Watcher. He was pretty close to here. I don't think I can do any upgrades. Nah, I'm not upgrading my sword, because I'm on the lookout for like a saber or a rapier or something.
The wood echoes, strangled suffering. We knew this creature.
You speak to me in dreams too.
The Adra hums beneath the moon. The bear, the rot in the heart. Did its beauty sing to you?
Its death had a kind of beauty.
Wilt then grow again. What gleams cannot be a monster? We wish you had not killed it.
The bear was sick, there was nothing I could do.
Cull the sickness, clear the rot. Kill one to save the other. Still. Violets and the stars. We wish for both.
What would you have done?
Earth into rebirth. Growth into life again. Beauty without end. Must all we love turn to ash? Can we not save it?
Sometimes the only mercy you can offer is death.
Mercy like a knife. It hunts all of us. God, mortal, beauty. Sleep now. We ponder.
Alright. Kai. What's up, brother?
So-called godless people. Disappeared centuries ago, but left plenty of ruins to remember them by. First rule of godless ruins, don't touch anything.
Oh, we get one of those memory things here.
We have been here before. Does the new earth settle beneath your feet?
I see no footprints but my own. Do animals avoid this place?
They flee the roar of thunder. It shakes the birds out of the trees. Even now, they smell fear.
What do they have to be afraid of?
Now our memory is a wound, reopened. For generations, the Akita wandered the land, seeds in the wind. A storm had tossed them to our shores. They were branches without roots. Then you, Kishamal, were born with our face. Our flowers bloomed in your hair. Your people saw a sign of greatness. A blessing, one with a heavy price. The elders trained you not as a child, but as a paragon. They expected everything. They forgave nothing. The responsibility was like a stone. Help us remember, Kishamal. How did you bear the weight?
Filled with an unquenchable fire.
Your resolve filled your people with trepidation and respect. They knew you would leave a legacy. Of what kind, they were unsure. When you came of age, turmoil stirred. Lightning split the bark. Some tired of their exile. They wanted to return to their ancestral lands.
They were misguided. Our prospects lie in front of us, not behind.
You both wanted the best for your people. How could you
Thank you so
reconcile?
much. What?
A bud. Oh,
Thank you.
a comet streaked across the sky.
She gave me my
had a
RC-D2 mug
vision.
today. Thank you, Chris.
You dreamed of a
Fresh
city where the
horchata.
sea
Horchata
swept into the
with
wood, a
canela.
place to flourish, to gather,
Thank you.
more than a settlement. a
No, está bien.
home.
Está bien, gracias.
What did you
¿Tenemos popotes
envision
o no?
in your fitful sleep,
¿Pueden traerme una
Kishamal?
popote? ¿Cómo? Está mejor porque así no estoy chocando con la... Gracias. Sí, pero está bien. Nah. ¿Se funcionó o no? ¿Está limpio o no? Ok. ¿Es difícil de limpiar o no? Ok, gracias. Está bien, gracias. Schools, temples, and monuments.
The elders spoke of the wisdom they had lost in their escape. You would record your traditions now. The old ways would be safe. So the carpenters and masons set out,
That's
but
good.
we resisted them. What was a wall to a trailing vine? An arch to a mighty oak?
Build in harmony with nature.
The Akita's fate hung by spider silk. You knew you must adapt. Months became years, and the people stood in awe of what they built. It eclipsed the lands of their ancestors. Its spires challenged the clouds. How did you feel as you gazed upon your masterwork?
Happens to the best of us, enigmatic. Wait, what? I have a significant other? This game's too damn fun. Shifty Ninjas is still up in the air with this game. It's up to you, man. It's literally up to you. You choose your own reality. If you want to be one of those people who's like, but it's not as good as Skyrim or Oblivion, and you have all the same commentary as the grifter bots of the world, and you're constantly trying to compare this game to other things, then you're probably going to be constantly complaining about things. But if you enjoy this game for what it is and celebrate its uniqueness, you're going to have a great time. But you have to be willing to let it be its own thing. Let it breathe. We just published that video this morning about how comparison is the thief of joy. If you're constantly comparing things to other things, you'll never find the uniqueness in these things. So if you want to have fun and you accept this, embrace it as a fun game, you're going to have fun. If you're negative about it, then you're going to have a bad time. So it's you and your reality.
You could only rest for a moment.
Every video game's the same way.
Trial awaited you.
Every movie,
The
every
people
book,
reasoned that the
every
one who
CD,
had built the city
every
should
piece of
lead
art.
it. A chorus of
So
their
simple.
voices joined in one. Another wait. Some claimed that this was the destiny your birth foretold. Tell us, Kishamal. How did you lead?
I always tell people that you have to find that inner child. The 5-year-old who lives inside of us, who was really excited when they saw a lightsaber for the first time, when they heard the blaster sound of Han Solo's blaster, when the Millennium Falcon took off, and you saw the trails from its engines. That 5-year-old inside of us whose eyes were wide the first time they played Mario Brothers or Duck Hunt or whatever was the first video game that you played when you were 5 or 6 or 7 years old. Find that inner child and you will always, always have fun. But you have to let that inner child breathe. If you smother that child and you take the blanket of despair and anger and I don't like this video game because it doesn't have the same things that Skyrim has in it, and you smother that 5-year-old child, it's no wonder some of these people out there hate games because they've killed their child. They've killed their inner child. I honored our laws and traditions. I tried to be firm but fair.
You learned the value of balance. We should like that to be our way. To their surprise, the people admired you. You upheld the old ways, but questioned them when they no longer served the greater good. So your reign passed, a year into an age. The seas rose and fell until one day, nothing. Silence. We see ash, devastation, a lifetime reduced to dust. We can remember no more, no matter how far we reach back. It is fruitless. A void, a tremor in the Adra. Perhaps it should not be known. Yet one shape shines through the canopy of our memory. A face amid the rubble. You, Kishamal. What became of you?
So last time I said my people rescued me from the devastation. I'm going to say I cast myself into the wilderness. I could not live with those I failed.
A life of sacrifice, and only ruin to show for it. Your people searched. They grieved your absence. There was nothing to forgive. They found you on a summer morning. We saw them bring you home, and we learned. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
God, that's funny because in yesterday's episode of Severance, Milchek repeats that line too. Grow, 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 and he's trying to convince himself to like shed his past weaknesses.
Hey, Envoy. Back with us?
Indeed. Oh! Oh shit, we're about to get hit with some bad guys. I'll take this instead of the...
You're mine now.
Get the priest. Oh, he ducked.
One for you.
We gotta get up there somehow. Well, we got these critters down here we can take care of first.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you bleed from. Did Kai just eat himself down there?
We've got other battles to fight.
Yes, we do. I gotta figure out how to get up top there.
Is that all you got?
Margaren's Fury. Oh, I have to go all the way around. That's right. Take the bridge. Shrine to Boudica. Oh, we're not getting around here. I forget how I got up here. I forget how I did this last time. I'm pretty sure I jumped up and around. Yeah. Just gotta actually make the jump. There we go. Oh, I made it and then fell again. Ah. Maybe put the rifle away. There we go.
Yeah.
Come on. Technically, probably not the way you're supposed to do that. Oh, I hear a chest. Oh, it's a backpack.
Next one's mine. Here we go.
Yeah. Ooh, what are we getting? A ring. I'll take that. This time for my second playthrough, just easy mode. I don't care about anything right now. I'm just here for story beats that I missed the first time through. So, I'm just playing on easy mode. Story mode for the win. And it's beautiful because I can one-shot So many things. It's glorious. First playthrough was on normal difficulty, and it was quite challenging. But it's
If she
nice when I
discovers
come back
any
and do second
embarrassing
playthroughs.
secrets,
I almost
I'll keep them to
never.
myself. Promise.
Just depends on what I want out of it. I have no desire to. Not here to play a Dark Souls experience. Oh.
Yeah.
Step closer, Godlike.
In a minute, let me loot all your herbs. Herbs. Herbs and vegetables. Is there more in that basket? My goodness.
If it is a watcher you seek, then a watcher you have found.
She's accurate so far.
Why have you come to me, Godlike?
Alright. I've been hearing voices.
The echo of a past life, mayhaps. Common enough for one who has so recently died.
Word travels fast.
Let's have a look at you then. You who came to these shores on a royal errand. You who have died and returned. To open the door to your soul, we must first open a door to your mind. Now repeat after me. I stand on the shore between here and beyond. Very good. Spoken with conviction. I dip my toe into bottomless depths. The lake is a mirror. The mirror is a door. And the door stands open.
A door? A garden gate?
Impossible. Someone is here with us? How? Who are you? What are you? Show me what you are.
A hand knocks on our bark. Do we answer? How can they see?
What is this I hear? Old and forgotten. Echoes of echoes. An uninvited passenger? Curious. Something clings to your soul. Felt, but unseen.
Voices. Echoes in the placid lake. Shelter the seed from winter. Who reaches for our bars? Who speaks?
Who speaks?
Enough! I have seen into your soul, and hereby close that which was open. The door is shut, the reading finished.
The way is shut.
Well, that was truly unexpected. I am pleased to report I made contact with your soul, and then with something I cannot name. First, the good news. Not only is your soul healthy, it is strong, powerful. Strange for one who so recently died. Death leaves a scar, but you are unmarked. Instead of passing through the beyond, your soul was nurtured, Protected. Caged.
Soft. The shell cushions the egg.
Uh-huh.
You only live because someone would not permit you to die. But I wonder, who?
The voice in my head.
I can say much, but that thing, whatever it is, eludes me. It has been years since I met a godlike. Their souls have a sonorous quality, like the music of a bell. A godlike soul sings together with the god that has claimed them, made them their own. It gives them power. Your soul, it has no chime. In its place, a thorn jabs at your essence, working its way to the surface. I told you the good news. Now comes the bad, or the unusual. When you came into this life, a thorn pierced the fabric of your soul, and your soul grew around it, trapping and embracing the invader. A godlike's chime is a gift, a blessing. But a godlike's thorn? That may be a curse.
So, which one of the gods did this to me?
I cannot say. The gods must answer for their actions. We know that a god touched you at birth, but which one and why? They always sign their work, and none of them lay claim to you. Disturbing. Terrible. There are so few godlike remaining, and you are a stranger even among your own kind.
Oh, I know, Hector. Right? Where do I go from here?
Forward.
Runed, sorry.
Whatever you choose to believe in, be it fate, the gods, or your own nature.
My wife buys me
it
the
will
coolest
point
shit,
you the
guys.
way. I wish I could tell you that everything will work out in your
R2D2,
favor.
Mason Jug.
But the wheel turns by a merciless hand. One word of advice. When you find a pillar of Adra, commune with it. Adra has a strong link to the beyond.
Thanks for the advice.
Before we close, have you any final questions?
This has been enlightening, thank you.
For us both, I assure you. Safe travels, Godlike, and thank you for the glimpse at your wonderful soul. I will pray that your next turning of the wheel is uneventful. Until then, you are bound to live a rich and complicated life.
This kind of thing makes my skin prickle. Let's get out of here.
Makes more than my skin prickle. Prickly prick! Giggity giggity, alright! Let's go take care of all the bounties while we're out here. Oh, I've got like an eyelash in my eye. Why is my backpack open?
Thoughts and whispers, we feel them rumble beneath the surface. We smell conflict. Kith turn on kith. We do not understand.
Dude, welcome to the real world. People killing each other for stupid reasons. People always fight over something. It's just a
They
question
come
of what.
on foreign ships, exiles grafted from other trees. The salt clings to their hair, the scent of distant shores to their skin.
Most of them just came for a better life.
New growth from dead wood. Why?
To start again.
A new season. Wipe the slate. But the ground stirs. New roots seek to grow taller than the old. They bring banners, arrows, swords. What do they seek from us?
All I know is that the deer should tread carefully.
Claviger's blood on the breeze. Wolves fighting for territory. Is the instinct to conquer innate?
I wish they could find a way to resolve things peacefully.
Tranquility. The fox befriends the hound. Could it be true? We learn much. Sleep now. Dream of warm tides and purple leaves.
Oh shit, I need to pay attention.
Oh, nice. That's one for us.
Wasn't quite ready for that, Kai. Oh, I can't believe I made that jump.
This one's mine. Right flank.
Oh, we're gonna need to get that guy down. Got a priest or something on the field. Oh, 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 oh. There it is. Missed. Go. Well, that's what friends are for, JP. I think somebody came over. I hear Chris talking to somebody.
Dead here.
It's probably my niece or her,
Hey,
one of her
They're not
sisters.
you.
Oh, it goes even faster too, Charles, because you can take perks to make it faster. It's awesome.
A squad mate took a bet to steal an old club. He lost that bet. And both arms. We get quiet.
Come on. Come out and investigate. Come on.
You'll
I won't. Oh shit, he's gonna cast something. Oh no, he's just roaring. Oh, he was easy. Single targets for the win, man. What do you got? What you got? What you got for daddy? Nothing. Just some Adra. Any chests? It's like originally I was doing like a pistol. I'm looking for a rapier completionist. So what I really want is pistol and rapier, or pistol and saber. But right now I'm pistol and axe. So I have a frost axe and a shock pistol. But I have found myself using my Arbicus more than anything else. Like, this thing is freaking wicked. Just the range on this beast. And I've started to take more and more marksman points, which I did not anticipate doing. So I'm just specking more and more into like things that make this rifle really, really cool, and also my pistol, because it's giving me so much pistol damage and rifle damage. So yeah, like a ranged build. So far, this is primarily a ranged build.
Right behind you.
Another one down.
Oh, I think that's my niece, because I hear my great niece. I think that's who came over. Alright, I've got one more. I think there's one more bounty out here I can take care of, and then we can head back into town. Let's just go overland. Why not? Oh shit.
Next one's mine. Take your best shot.
Jumped right down in the middle of bad guys. Did I get both at the same time? I didn't know I could do pass-through. That was wicked. Yeah, like a ranger with guns? Kinda. I was going for like a pirateer build, but I haven't found any rapiers yet, and then I got a rifle in my hands and was like, oh my, this is amazing. in the back. Ain't nobody getting away from me.
Locals call this the Pilgrim's Path, but no one really uses it anymore.
Wonder why. It's gonna give us oversight onto the bad guys. What's back in here? Oh, people.
If you traveled weeks to see him, you can wait a few more days. The Temple of Eothas is closed. Ugh, I don't know why everyone in the Living Land suddenly wants to see the old kook in there, but it's not happening. Not today, anyway. Probably not tomorrow, either. Not with the way they're dawdling.
What quest is this
Since
for?
when do you make the rules?
Since I arrived with the big sword.
So you say I need a bigger sword. The Oracle has one. Let me in and I will borrow it.
I'm saying you need to go home, because the goddamn temple is closed.
What temple? I don't see a temple.
There's a temple to Eothas in the cave back there. It's a hike, and the path there is crumbling to bits. So even if it weren't closed, you know, I don't recommend it.
You done?
Why do you give a fuck? Oh shit. Oh shoot. Oh drat.
Idiot. You do not recognize your Emperor's favorite dignitary? If you are smart, you will have her relieved. She is terrible at her job, I say.
Considering you're out here and not in there, Kawhi, I'd say she's doing fine.
Wrestling one of Deadfire's krakens would have been easier.
They would tear you to pieces in an instant, and all the small fish of the sea would feast on your scraps.
You see what I mean?
Alright, why can't she enter the temple?
Kara, an excellent question. Holy One, please. I say you must make her see reason.
As I've told Kalya here, there's a venture underway inside. The Free Expedition Corps is exploring a cave system that holds a Temple of Eothas. There's an old man in there, calls himself the Oracle. I guess he's got something they want. And uncouth pilgrims will only get in the way.
Your expedition has been gone 3 days, Sejuan. I say they are dead.
Alright. I'd like to see the temple for myself.
You will let him go and not me? I see.
Who said I was letting him go?
Don't make me link this back to the ambassador.
Right. Sorry, Envoy. The expedition team entered through the cave just past here. They planned for a day's journey, but they've been gone for more than 3.
I vaguely remember this quest
Something
now. We'll
must
come back
have
to it
held
later.
them up. Our freak mentioned traps and earthquakes and...
The Oracle who maintains the temple is a Godlike of Eothas. So there is no telling what he is capable of.
They were carrying a lot of tools and weapons with them, so be on your guard.
Nod solemnly and leave. Alright, we'll do that later. Because for now, I got the bounty that I want to do. Oh, that music. Oh, we got a cave we can go into too.
Stand back.
don't see any targets yet.
You take lead.
Oh, I do now. Oh shit.
I heard something. After them.
One down.
Point for you.
Two down. Three down. Is he gonna jump up with us? He might. Four down. Quite down. Six down. Oh, I shot the tree. That was lovely. Oh, that hurt.
Weapon's not doing the job.
Good
The
enough?
so-called godless people disappeared centuries ago, but left plenty of ruins to remember them by.
I got a dagger. I don't care about daggers, man. Don't care about daggers. I need a saber or a rapier. You know, I don't think I saw a single rapier in my first playthrough, but I also wasn't paying that much attention. I know I had a saber, a couple of sabers. Oh, that might one. That one might. Okay, there it goes. The collider on it was a little off. All right, any other chests, books, or anything? Nope. I don't think so. Oh, yep, there's one right here. We're good? I think we're good to go back to town now. Two-handed man. Yep, I think everything we have is back in town. It's just a bunch of turn-ins. Alright, let's do the refugees first. Actually, let's do some upgrades before we do anything. I love this view at night.
I'll be
It's
honest,
so cool.
after seeing your murder, it's still strange to see you walking around like it never happened.
Oh, we can upgrade. I'm not going to upgrade the axe because I'll eventually get rid of it. I may upgrade. screw it.
I'll
Might
get
as
used to
well.
it. I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks, buddy. I'm glad I'm okay too.
The downside of Adir's new arrivals. Paradise doesn't have room for everyone.
Oh no!
Take that back. Little shits! Flying rats! What else are you going? Stay back! They might circle around. I don't want you to get hurt.
What? How? Do they want me to?
It's the damn gulls! I can't go outside without them attacking me.
So they're doing what ghouls do?
Helios cursed me. The birds never let me rest. They're not pecking me, they're stealing from me. No matter where I go.
Are you sure it's a curse? Ghouls are one of the gods' worst
I've
experiments.
dealt with seabirds my whole life. This is no coincidence. Last year, my crew and I ran aground off of Wakara Reef. We thought we dashed on rocks. They were the ruins of a shrine. Ever since that night, her minions have been picking us off, one by one. I'm the last one left.
Sailors and our superstitions. I'm not saying that's true, but I'm not saying I'd risk it either.
What else could this be but a curse?
Hyla cursed you over an accident?
We may have been carrying some ill-gotten goods. Now Heliod's birds are plundering us in return. They've got my crew's swollen nets. The one treasure I have in this world, but no. I can't even keep that. I've climbed rigging for years. It's not like I can't fetch them myself, but... what if the birds knock me off?
Alright, they've clearly got it out for you. I'm sure I can help.
You're that envoy, aren't you? The one who was, killed in the street. Yeah. I guess you've dealt with worse. I start looking in high places around the shantytown. I don't know why they line their nests with them, but I bet that's where they are.
Hope you're limber and light on your feet. Oh, and don't mind getting pecked.
Alright, well, what does she have for sale? If it's lockpicks, I'm buying.
Final.
Nope. Somebody said the other day that you can take the rotten food and turn it into something, but I don't know what. I never did that.
No one tops my price.
I know there's a perk you can take as you're leveling up that gives you access to more food recipes, so I'm wondering if that's what it is.
Welcome to...
Alright, you do have lockpicks, which I'm gonna buy. Or a lockpick. Alright, let's go deliver the supplies.
Even here, can't beat the view.
Hang on, there's a ladder going up right there. How are we getting up there? It looks like I might have to go up that ladder. Oh, there's one of those nests. Oh, there's another one.
Hello? Please, we don't want any
Who is that, Loughlin? I hear unfamiliar footsteps, love.
visitors, dearest. No one we know. Sorry for that. My husband's recently lost his sight. He's easily confused. Can I help you with something?
A friend of yours tells you're having trouble.
Did Remay tell you we have enemies
Blah, blah, blah.
up in Adia?
It's true. Only a matter of time before their friends spot us in the city.
We don't want any trouble. Just to live our lives in peace. So, it's time to move on. Only it's not so easy as just walking out the door.
Alright, what do you need?
First off, we need herbs.
Ondra's kiss, the apothecary said. I should be able to get these eyes back in shape.
Only the apothecary didn't have any. Said it grows by the Eastern Gorge, overlooking the massive skeleton of some beast. Dangerous place. Oh, well, that makes it easy. Ah, thank you kindly. If it's not too much to ask, we also need to get our land deeds for Thirdborn. We bought them through an Almaua broker in the city, but we haven't been able to get them.
Okay. Funny you should say that. I have the deed with me.
Oh, it's a miracle,
Stubbs
love.
coming in with a $10 super
It
chat over
is.
on YouTube right now.
Thank you
It says
again.
enjoying the streaming
We can't
content.
thank you
I
enough.
appreciate when people can enjoy a game for
There
what it is and not fall
one
prey to the
thing
negative
more, though.
grifter bot discourse.
Oh, yes.
Looking forward to
That.
many more videos and streams. Thank you for that, Stubbs. That's how I roll. Gotta play games and have fun with them. It's a
The
been doing this
smugglers
for a
who
few
are
years
taking us
now,
out
and
of
what's
here,
really funny is
they're
it
beached
wasn't
north of the sea
until
stacks, away from where the
last
Adirians are
year.
looking.
Was it last year? When did Starfield launch? Whenever Starfield launched, that was when I started getting the Grifter bot commentary. Like it started with Starfield. Whenever that game came out, I went from being a streamer and content creator who had no trolls and no negativity anywhere whatsoever, and then suddenly when Starfield hit, I got swarmed with all these people who hated Starfield, who hate Bethesda, and then they circled back around for Star Wars Outlaws, and then they came after Dragon Age Veilguard, and then they came after what did we play recently? They're coming after this game. Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous, but we stay strong. We celebrate games for what they are, and we play the games no matter the hate, no matter the trolls. So I appreciate that, Stubbs. Thank you so much for the support, by the way. Again, thanks for the $10 super chat. And yes, we have many more streams ahead. This is going to be a really busy year for us. We've got a ton of good games already on the table. I'm booked out to the end of May. And there's a ton of games we don't even have release dates for yet this year. Plus, I'll end up picking up a Switch 2 when it comes out this summer, which will add even, I already have a Series X, PS5, gaming PC. I'll add a Switch to that. So we'll be able to cover games across all different platforms by summertime. It's going to be good. Easy asks, saw your Dune Awakening video. Have you read the books? I have. I even have a podcast, although I haven't updated it in a while, called Decoding Dune. Where I was rereading the Dune series specifically the Dune trilogy, the first 3 books, and I was doing a podcast around it. But that was when the channel was earlier and it wasn't getting a lot of views, so I think it only did like 20 or 30 episodes before I just kind of abandoned it. And I'm still in the middle of reading, actually. I'm on Dune Messiah right now. Or Children of Dune. Which one's the third one? I think it's Children of Dune. I'm on the third book. Favorite character from the OG series? Ooh. I think Duncan Idaho. Duncan Idaho is a pretty cool character, especially the resurrected Duncan Idaho, because as a Gula, he's got the memories of the previous Duncan Idaho, but he's his own creature, and he's trying to find himself. So I think it's a very interesting concept of this like robotic AI trying to like rediscover itself, even though it has the memories of the past. I mean, Paul's a cool character and everything. Stilgar is probably the best badass of all of it. If we really want to be technical, I might even have to change my answer and say Stilgar. Stilgar is pretty badass, and especially as he evolves from sort of hardcore rebel leader to advisor, and then sort of realizing that the change that came was not necessarily a good thing for everybody. It's such a fascinating book series.
No, it's not that. The problem is that these smugglers found out we're Adiran.
No,
I don't like
us
the
much.
twins, I'll tell you that
And
much.
they've doubled their price.
They're kind of annoying.
We had barely enough for the journey before.
You need me to talk to them.
Yes. I'm afraid we can't pay what they're asking.
And if they knew what we were wanted for, they'd probably charge us triple.
Bloodwine!
Oh, I mean... Oh, shit.
It's not just bad blood, the
Yes.
law is after you.
We're not proud of our past.
Start talking? How about start talking? I want to know more.
There's no easy way to say this.
I didn't ask him the first
We
time
killed
around.
2 people.
What? Why?
It was a land dispute. Things got out of hand. There was a fight.
Ha! More than one?
But in the last one, they came at us with knives.
And we were the ones who walked away.
Ran away. Across the ocean.
If everyone in the living lands had to answer for the mistakes of their past, this island would be as empty as the godless left it.
Not everyone sees it that way. And now we spend our days praying to scan that Captain Alfear of the Steel Garrote doesn't find us.
Alright. Life on the run is no way to live.
We know. That's why we have to leave.
Alright. I'll
Thank
go work
you,
things out with the
Envoy.
smugglers.
I wish more of these officials were as understanding. They'd certainly find a warmer welcome.
Cheap wares for cheap folks. Ha
Has
ha
to be
ha
around
ha
here
ha.
somewhere.
Almost free. First time I heard that line, I almost died. We were at Chichen Itza, and we were with some friends of mine, and we were coming out of the ruins, and this guy was like, "It's so cheap, almost free." I was like, "Dude, I'm buying something just because you used that line. That's awesome." So cheap, it's almost free. Oh, I don't have enough lockpicks. Oh, I'm not gonna make that. Oh, my stomach. That made my stomach go all sorts of wonky from the vertigo. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's a trip, man. It's funny how it'll even trigger in a video game.
No one tops my prices, guaranteed.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make that jump. I don't think I can jump on top of the tapestry, can I? Oh, I can. It dumped me. I wonder if it's meant to dump you every time, or if you can actually make that jump. How am I getting up? Oh, hang on. There's a ladder right here. Up there somehow. Right. What's up, buddy?
Any luck with the search?
Indeed.
Well, not the gods. Thank you. Let me see them.
Here you go. Put them somewhere safe.
Don't worry, I will. In fact, you can have mine. It's enchanted. Might be some kind of luck for you.
All right.
Don't mention it. Just one more thing. All this time, I've been sure this was Helia's doing, but maybe it's just superstition. Do you really think the gods curse us
Enchantment.
over past mistakes?
Enchantment? Enchantment! Always assume the gods
They
have
do,
bigger
don't
things
they?
to do.
You know, it's kind of a relief to think that we're beneath their notice. How'd I ever end up here? The Living Lands was supposed to be about fresh starts and new adventures, but just look at this dump. Thanks for the swollen nets. And for taking a weight off my shoulders.
Alright, what we get? 20% currency when looting coins. It's better than nothing. Okay. Okay, the bounty board should be right up here.
Well, no one's come to claim him. I suppose I should see.
Ooh. Do you have like...
Good.
Art request, bow, greatsword, fine axe, fine dagger, fine mace, fine pistol, fine sword. Man. Can't find a
Touch on,
rapier.
boy.
Man,
I
am
am
I
Aldrich,
mistaken? Did I not find a
Bounty
saber?
Master of
What
Paradise.
type of weapons are in
If it
Avowed?
suits your fancy,
Somebody's probably got a
check
list
the board
everywhere.
for work. The dangerous kind. Some more than others. Speak to me when you've got something to turn in.
I'm guessing not. I'm guessing I maybe I am mistaken perhaps about... Oh no, there definitely is. Underneath swords, there's a cutlass. See, I remember finding, I totally remember, there's a fine sword, which is like a cutlass. And there's a actual, yeah, I remember that. There's the rapier, the Carnet's cutlass. Dude, I totally, well, it's not quite a rapier, but it's close. I remember finding these, but these are pretty deep into the game, I think. Where do you find this? Well, we'll find something eventually. Alright, that's all I needed to know. Because I was like, I could have sworn there was some, like, sabers or something in the game. But I think they're just a little deeper in. Okay. Enchantment.
Show it here. Remind me.
The ogre is no more. The body is no more.
Good.
They won't be burning anymore. The yellow
It's a
bands are dealt with. Now give me my reward.
Be safe out there.
Yeah. That is what we call a dang. Dang-a-lang-a-lang. That sounds pretty cool. It's a passive. I mean, I can't do anything until level 10 anyway. What level am I? 6? I might as well take this for now. And then I'll take Steady Aim rank 2 next. I think the smugglers were way out there. Let's go grab that. We can do that quest. Before I do anything though, everybody, I'll be back in a moment. forgot one thing before I sit down. Forgot my phone. They're clearing land across the street from us. There's a big old field, and it looks like the owner sold off like 2/3 of the field, and they're clearing it and selling it into lots. Which, I mean, I get it. Kind of sucks because it was nice having a big field in front of our house, but that's progress. The homestead is not really going to be that homesteady and remote anymore. Advancement, man. Plus, we may end up buying a couple of lots. We'll see. Chris is gonna go make some phone calls tomorrow and see how much they're asking. That wouldn't be a bad investment. Grab a couple of those, hold on to them for a couple of years. Okay, we've got lots of quests to do, but first we have to go talk to smugglers. Ow.
Nothing to see here, friend. It's all right. You know who he is. Remember? Look alive, ladies and gents. We have a visitor.
What's up? Here on behalf of some Madeirans, you're fleecing for money?
Ooh, and who are you? One of Heelguard's lapdogs?
Funny, but no, I'm just helping some fellow Adherents.
Ah, a kind-hearted Adherin. How nice for them to find a friend here. The way I understand it, they don't have many friends among your countrymen.
Take it easy on him, Aldis. He's all right. For an Adherin.
Fine, if you say so. Well, what do you want?
Q says, should I buy a PC for CRPGs or are consoles with a controller good enough? Man, that's entirely a personal preference. Not to mention, you can use a mouse and keyboard with consoles these days. So, if you're on a budget, consoles, in my opinion, are way more affordable than a gaming PC. You can get an Xbox Series X for $600-700, used even more or less, cheaper. Get a PS5 Pro for like $750. But a gaming PC is going to cost you $3,500. I mean, considering you can use a mouse and keyboard with consoles these days, it's up to you. I like the controller. I play almost everything with the controller, but some people prefer mouse and keyboard. So it just kind of depends on you and your budget. Honor the original.
No deal. Pay the difference, or forget it.
Soldis, The envoy saved my life at Northreach.
And glad I am that you're here. But a deal is a deal. We don't give handouts.
It's 2 clients. Believe me, you don't want to get on his bad side.
Oh, Andra's tits! Are we a charity now? Fine. Tell your miserable countrymen the deal is settled. Free of charge. We'll take them to Thirdborn when they're ready.
Thank you.
Sure, whatever. And that's Captain Soldis. Thank you very much.
Alright. Now I think we can go turn that in. Oh, went the wrong direction. There was a quest over here.
Well, this is the Sparrowhawks district. State your business.
None of yours. Not a crime to look around,
Things
is
can
it?
happen. Go on.
Let us in, sweetheart.
I told you, we're closed. Not you, too.
I don't remember this quest.
This girl thinks she's gonna keep us out of the bathhouse.
You might own half the district, but you don't own the Mermaid's Den.
We'll see about that.
You don't like it? Take it up with your second in command. He's the one who stole from us.
That's a load of...
I knew this was Jago's fault. This isn't over.
Sorry.
That just depends on
This
who
district
you
used to
are,
be a
Mike,
nice place.
because some people play completionist versions. So if you played your first playthrough as a completionist version, your second playthrough, you're probably only going to see variations in like the major story beats, like the main quest. Side quests are probably going to be for the most part the same. If you play roleplay versions of your games like I do, then you only see certain quests on your first playthrough, you see more quests on your second through, and maybe you still have more quests left on the table for a third playthrough. But I don't try to do completionist versions, so I usually get fairly different. I didn't do this quest my first playthrough. Like, this is I had no idea. We did a quest yesterday that I didn't do in my first playthrough. You know, so it just depends on you, your playthrough, how completionist did you go, etc. But from what I've seen, side quests are kind of going to be the same. The main quests are going to have a lot of different variation in dialogue, and that's going to have impacts in the end game.
The Sparrowhawks always got along fine with us, and then they, I better not talk about it. Juliana told us to be discreet. She's inside. If you want to help, she can give you the details.
A lady who needs help? How could I not?
You have no idea.
I need to back out of this, and we'll come back to this later, because I forgot I need to turn this in before I do anything else. Don't get sidetracked. Yeah, it's like when I did, as an example, Cyberpunk, my 2 Cyberpunk playthroughs were completely different, because I did Nomad my first time, and then I did Corpo my second time. I would love to do a third playthrough as, what is it, the street, I can't remember what it's called. There's a third option where you're like, you know, a street kid or whatever. I would love to do a third playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077. God, that would be fun. You know, I may. Let's see how March goes, because they moved Tales of the Shire out, and if I'm done with this by early March, if I'm done with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 by early March, I may go do. Yeah, I might go do a playthrough of Cyberpunk. That could be fun. Never know.
Oh, you're back. Oh, you've come.
Got the smugglers to leave you alone. Like this quest, this is exactly the same. Exactly the same as my first playthrough.
Did you
So I'm
hear that,
skipping the
dearest?
dialogue. And I'm just
I don't think we'll be needing.
I
And if
did
you ever
I
find your
did
way to
check some of the
Third
dialogue
Wall,
options
please
that I
come
did
find
not
us.
use the
It would
first
be
time
lovely
just
to
to
see
see what
you
they
again.
were like. But it's the same quest. Yeah, see, I've done both of my playthroughs of Cyberpunk. I did the Nomad ending because she's so awesome, and I was like, I'm doing the Nomad ending every time. I would probably still choose the Nomad ending even on a third playthrough, although I would make lots of different decisions along the way because her character is just so hot and so awesome. I love that storyline. But I wouldn't mind
Best
doing like a
watch your
Street Kid
step around
playthrough.
here,
That could be a lot of fun.
envoy. This is mine.
So, like,
Whatever a
yeah,
man
this
wins
quest
at
I didn't do my
cards,
first
he's
playthrough.
bound to lose it here.
Who are you, my lady? You are gorgeous.
You're the talk of the town, envoy. Everyone wants to meet you.
I imagine they want to meet you too. Is that Juana Jasmine perfume?
Good knows. Hope you don't stick it in politics. They
It
don't
is.
like
Yeah, I
envoys around
thought I
here.
remembered it right, Zephyr. Sometimes the brain, when you enjoy Santa salad a lot, there are sometimes gaps. As long as they don't give me any trouble, we'll get along.
As long as you don't give them any trouble either, they will.
What's a woman of your expertise doing in the Living Lands?
Oh, that's a long story. Let's say it involved a dead duke and a bottle of quill leaf oil. I used to run Spirinto's finest bathhouse, if you can believe it.
You don't have a Valiant accent.
No, I don't. Every girl has the right to reinvent herself. Now, if you've come to avail yourself, I'm sorry. We're closed. I'm out of some supplies that should have been here days ago. I'd hunt them down myself, but I don't have a firm enough hand. I need someone with more authority.
Oh, I guarantee you've got
Someone,
a nice, firm
well,
hand, sweetheart.
Someone like you.
Just it's more suited to other activities. Your worker mentioned someone stole them.
Straight to the point. As a matter of fact, they have. The local strongmen, the Sparrowhawks, got a hold of the shipment. They must have thought it looked valuable. Unfortunately, they were right.
The Sparrowhawks used to be bullies. Now that Adair swept them into this neighborhood, they're bullies with a chip on their shoulder. Shipment or not, it's about time someone took them down a peg.
We can't be the only people they've hit. Why don't the townspeople
They
help?
don't want to get involved. I don't blame them. But the Sparrowhawks aren't expecting someone who can come back from the dead.
I'm not sure I can repeat that trick, but I'll try.
That's the spirit. Go to the docks. Their lieutenant runs one of the warehouses there. He'll probably keep it close.
A lot easier if I knew what the shipment was.
And my life would be easier if my pool cleaned itself. Hurry back.
Okay. Well, let's go get into some trouble for the cute brunette who runs the bathhouse. Because a lady in distress. Oh, man, I like chocolate a little more.
I wish that painter would come by more often.
I can paint. Hello there. I don't really care for blondes. I'll pass. Sorry, I get sister vibes. Not my thing! Oh, there's a book. Emeranda's flinty eyes flashed as she gripped her saber hilt. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't send you to the wheel. I can't, Andurin raised a golden eyebrow. After all, I'm here to arrest you. Emeranda thrust forward. Ah! Andurin flinched away from her and raised his chin. Know your way around a blade, do you? Is this your first time? What are you implying? Only that you fight well for an animancer. How dare you, a rake and a liar! Andurin never lost his smirk. Yet you're still blushing. Ah ha ha ha! Little smutty bathhouse reading? Exactly, Stubbs. Yes. I have gotten in so much trouble for cute brunettes over the years. So much trouble. Occasionally redheads. Definitely lots of darker complexioned ladies.
Look alive, boys. Watch where you're going. Wouldn't... Shove off. We got nothing for adherence here.
Jago, don't you ever get tired of offending people?
Not even if I ask nicely?
Not even if you stood on your head. Time was, people in Paradise used to have principles. Principles like, get what's mine and keep yourself to yourself. Then you came and memories got short about that sort of thing. But the Sparrowhawks, we remember.
Oh, it's a slow and steady thing, Nagapolis. Like, some months we do, I think we've had a few months, like last year we had a few months where we did like 3,000 followers per month. And then most months it's like 1,200, like 1,000 to 1,200 followers per month. We're always going on upwards. It's always like when I do the channel analytics videos for our channel members, like that's the big thing is it's like all I care about is net growth. And as long as you just put out content, as long as you continually, regularly, and reliably publish good videos, publish plenty of guides, do your live streams every single day, it's all net growth. So I don't really, I appreciate the kind words, but some months it's more than others. All I do is just, I think the big thing is I have been since June of 2023, we have made more money than we needed to pay our bills. So since June of 2023, between YouTube and Twitch and Patreon and everything else, we make enough money to pay our bills and still put money in the savings. So that's all I care about. Like, as long as my bills are paid and I'm putting money in the savings and everything is constantly going up, like, I got nothing to complain about. Like, I get to play video games for a living. This is a dream job. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the funny thing to me, because, like, people are like, oh, you have so many, like, right now we're getting hit pretty hard on this game. Avowed has brought out about almost as many trolls as Dragon Age the Veilguard did. It's been pretty silly, the stupidity around this game. But those people pay my bills, and it's so easy to manipulate them with the Grifterbot commentary, because they can't help themselves. They got to come back and they got to try to make another snarky comment, and they got to try to, and they always, the moment you call them a Grifterbot, they come back and they call you a dick, they call you an asshole, they call you a sheeple, they call you a shill, and I'm just like, you're the one paying my bills, honey. Like, so it's awesome to be able to play video games for a living and have such a supportive fan base of both, people who are actual fans, and then also, your trolls who are unwittingly fans and paying your bills anyway, which is awesome. Brought you right at the top of the heap, buddy.
It's not much of a heap, but it's more than you can say for yourself. The Emperor's favorite.
Oh yeah, I use honey a lot too,
as soon as
Zephyr.
he shows up. Not your finest hour.
We blow up sometimes, Nugopolis. Like I said, it just depends on the month. And certain games I do better than others. Like I think last year we had, like for some odd reason last summer, like No Man's Sky blew up for me. That was the first time I ever got the Kingmaker slot. I got Kingmaker slot multiple times with No Man's Sky on Twitch, which is in the top 3 streamers on Twitch for No Man's Sky, which is weird because it's like a 7-8 year old game. But the cool thing is like I find people who want to play games for fun, and that's really the big thing that I like to focus on. I can't tell you how many comments I get from people who are like, even now, like I still, the game's been out for 6 months, but like Star Wars Outlaws, right? Star Wars Outlaws got a lot of hate when it came out because the typical grifter bot commentary of like, oh, it's a female protagonist, oh, it's Disney, blah blah blah, it's Star Wars, blah blah blah. And I still get people, not quite every day because it's been out for a while now, but maybe 3-4 times a week, I'll get people like, thank you so much for being so positive about this game. I didn't know, like, it's hard to find people who are positive about the game. I'm really having a great time. And it's like, that's the thing. Like, every game can be great if you just take the time to play them and have fun with them. And like Star Wars Outlaws is a fun game, I can't wait for the next DLC. Yeah, Lady Atara, I kind of need to try to find time to see if I can't sneak in and check out Worlds Part 2, but I have no idea if I ever will. I had a lot of fun last summer for those 6 weeks or so that I played. But everything, I do, since I play so many games as a variety streamer, it's like I'm always moving on. I guess it's kind of like being an actor in that regard. It's like you're always on to the next project. And I didn't really understand it till like maybe this past year. You get a lot of actors who have been doing it for, forever. And when they do an interview and somebody will ask them about some of their past projects and they're like, wait, I did that? I worked on that? Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? When was that? And that's how I feel because I play so many games. There's like times where like, did I play that game? I don't remember playing that game. When did I play that game? And then I have to go like Google my own shit and like look at my my back cat. I got like 7,400 videos on my YouTube channel now. So it's like I have to go like search my own library and be like, what? Did I actually play that? Can't remember. Oh, there's a quest for Worlds Part 2? Nice. Alright, I wouldn't get too confident. I see at least 3 flaws in your skin.
Is that so?
Hang on, dang it. I actually found a comfortable position for my leg, but I keep knocking off. So I've got a big protein powder thing, and I've got my leg propped up on it, but I have like a cushion underneath my leg to like keep it from getting uncomfortable, and I keep knocking my bandana off. Oh, it adds to the autophage quest? Nice. He's left your back undefended.
What are you playing at?
Careful, don't give away all your tricks.
Enough of the tough talk. I know you've got Juliana's shipment.
Ah, that vixen at the bathhouse put you up to this. I wondered if there might be more to her than a pretty face.
Yes, Negoplix. Haters love to
You
hate
can't have
these
it.
days. Hand it over and I'll leave the Sparrowhawks alone.
I haven't got it.
I'd hate for the authorities to find the stolen goods you do have.
Nosy, aren't we? Alright, but listen close. I'm not gonna repeat myself. The day I got it, I saw Ludwig's men sniffing round the
already
docks.
this early in the game.
They
I'm gonna
ain't crossed
confront
my
Ludwig.
path, but I don't believe in coincidences. That shipment is cursed, and dealing with you numbskulls is one thing, but the Garrote, that's another.
I'll handle it.
Yeah, you could. Or you could turn me in. I'm not sure I like my odds.
Times are changing, Jago. It's me, the Steel Garrote.
This isn't just about you. Do you want to put your whole crew at risk?
Ah, shit. Yeah, I had a feeling it'd come to this one of these days. Better a crooked adherent than Ludwig wearing my skin. Take it. Go straight to the bathhouse. And don't let anyone follow you. If this makes it back to me...
Yes, you'll do your worst. Yeah, it won't, I promise.
Give the mistress my regards.
Hello? Someone has tampered with the crate, and the lockbox inside falls open to reveal sachets of woodsy, bracing smelling herbs. The scent identifies them as Helia's parsley. Combinate dealing mainly in small doses can prevent a pregnancy. A large dose can end one. Makes sense, considering what these girls do for a living. Man, I am craving a glass of red wine, and I don't think we have any in the house. Do I want to run to the supermarket? Dude, I can't stop recently in Nugopolis because of scary movie clips that I keep seeing on TikTok. Between like the strong hand stuff and the hero. I can't stop. Those movies were freaking epic, and there's no way they would be able to release those movies. But I will say this though, the Wayans brothers got the rights back to the scary movie franchise, and they're working on a new one, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to watch a new Wayans brothers scary movie, because the originals were so freaking hilarious, but also so offensive, and like Tropic Thunder, that could never fly today. But yeah.
You don't have to listen to him. You just have to look like you are. Amazing what some will pay for you to bat your eyelashes out.
Hello? Hibachi Benihana Teriyaki? Like, just...
Exactly like that.
Oh, take my strong hand. Welcome to the channel, Mikhail Sweeten. Thank you so much for the support over on YouTube. Dive in. We got a new member video that I went live with today. Just a little bit of an update on health things after the recent doctor visits and the loss of our kitty cat Pippin. But there's also a back catalog of a boatload of member videos that you can dive into at your leisure. Right, yeah, it's very true, Lady Atara. Like, they came out at the perfect time, and I don't think they could come out like that today.
Any sign of my shipment?
It's going to be very interesting to see what those guys can come up with for a new version to make it. I hope they push the boundaries. I really hope they do. Yeah. It's going to be good. Alright, I convinced Jago to hand this over. No strings attached.
You did? And I thought I could talk my way out of anything.
Makes you appreciate why the Empire sent him here.
Good doing business with you.
Believe me, the pleasure is all mine. It's nice to have found at least one Adiran I can rely on. Come back anytime for a hot bath or a cup of tea. My door is always open.
Alright, can I... indulge in your services
Don't
right
be
away.
a stranger.
No. Not that kind of game, kids. Hang on, let me make a ranty video right now about why I can't use the bathhouse in Avowed like I could in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and how lame it is, and how broken the game is, and how Obsidian is a shitty company because I can't use bathhouses like I can in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Oh, or Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, cute.
I can't stop worrying about the dream sculpture. What if it happens to us?
Sarcasm off.
Ignore that.
I'm just a dude. Playing a dude. Disguised as
If
another
you'd
dude.
like to be useful, I could use another drink. Oh, how can one concentrate with you running all about the place?
Looking for a crew of smugglers. Have you seen any?
Who can tell? You've been speaking with Gunnath, I assume? Huh? She's the one so quick to flirt with dangerous strangers. Go bother Edelgund. Huh? She's probably by the western gate.
I don't think I
looking
did
for
this
someone
quest either my
willing to
first time
talk to
through.
her. If you'd like to be useful, I could...
Oh, yes I did. This is the Luminous Adra quest. I do remember this. Okay. Yeah, I did do this quest. My favorite one today, Stubbs, has been all the people coming out of the woodwork and yelling about how you can't kill NPCs in this game. And I saw somebody on Twitter who literally went and pulled clips from God of War and Horizon Forbidden Dawn or Forbidden West or whatever, and like the fact that you can't kill NPCs in those games. And it's like his response was just clips of those games and you not being able to kill NPCs in those games. Like,
Interesting day indeed.
those grifter bots will just, they're always moving the goalpost and they're always trying to find something to be upset about. And it's just, when I saw the guy who called Doom the Dark Ages woke because it has accessibility options allowing people to customize their difficulty, that's like the epitome of you've run out of things to be upset about, so you're just making shit up to be upset about at this point. Like, exactly, Lady Atara. Like, they're running out of things to complain about, so they're literally just making things up at this point. It's literally just inventing.
Well, I'll be chomped by a Zarep queen. You're that godlike from the docks.
Yes, I am.
I can't believe my luck. Nothing all year, and then boom, interesting strangers just falling out of the sky.
Have you seen a crew of dwarven smugglers by chance?
As a matter of fact, I have. Indeed, a young dwarf and his crew stopped by. Seemed agitated, like they were afraid of someone.
Seems odd they would come to a scholar for help.
They were asking all sorts of people. Seems like I was the only one willing to really speak to them. They were asking where they could find Luminous Adra, of all things. Can't imagine what they'd needed it for. I said they were most likely out of luck, but I might know somewhere they might find some if they looked hard enough.
Where did you send them?
Not long ago, a group of Anancers looked to carry out some experiments into teleportation. They carried their instruments and a healthy supply of Luminous Adra to the island of Castel's Folly.
Okay.
It's possible there's some still there.
Then we need to get there.
Castel's Folly is the small island not far from here to the east. It's a difficult place to traverse, but those folks might be desperate enough to try. Question, why are you looking for those sailors? Did the Valian captain send you?
After the Luminous Adra, not the smugglers.
Then you're either as desperate or as hard-headed as they are. The folks you're looking for are probably getting themselves killed searching for Adra that probably isn't there.
I can tell you wouldn't listen to me if I warned you not to go to Castel's Folly. So I wish you luck.
Michael Pham coming in with a $10 super chat. First and foremost, Michael, thank you so much for the generosity. Ren, thanks for the members update. You're welcome. My wife and I hope you can get a private clinician who can help you carefully oversee your ambulatory care and physical rehab properly. You deserve the best. Thank you. I'm hopeful. I mean, it's part of the problem is I live in the middle of nowhere right now, so I don't have access to like everything. Everything's in the city. So, but also like with any healthcare system, you have to jump through all the hoops, right? And it takes time to see this person, that person, get to see a specialist, so on and so forth. So I technically just started the whole process because I had the fall was like last May, end of May. June I went to the U.S. to visit my brother. I was feeling better. I was recovering. Came back. July through November, I was like, the problem was I wasn't resting. I was always like, I would get better after about a week, and then I would start to like try to go back and start running again, or I would try to do some exercises, and I would go do a bunch of squats and stuff, and then I'd be like, oh, that didn't feel good. Now I gotta rest for a week. And so I was just doing things I probably shouldn't have been doing for a few months. And November was when it like got bad, and I was like, I need to go to the doctor. Like, I actually need to go see somebody. So I've only actually been pursuing medical care for this since technically end of November, beginning of December. I think I went to the doctor like December 3rd or something. December 2nd or 3rd, I think, was my first actual trip to the doctor. Apart from when I first fell back in like May, I went to the hospital and got x-rays and stuff done. So I'm only like 2 months in. No, 3 months. I'm 3 months into the whole go through the doctors, get to see the specialists process. Even though technically I've not been feeling that great since like last May when I actually had the fall. So I'm hopeful as well. This guy at least talked to me, but I'm also at this point, after seeing different doctors, I'm like, y'all have different opinions, and it's driving me nuts. Like, nobody can actually. And the thing is like, I feel like, and I'm not a medical care professional, so this is just my outside opinion. It's like, I got a little pissed at the guy in January when he wouldn't give me. I specifically requested an MRI, and he was like, nah, it's just a torn abductor. Let me give you a shot, and then we'll take some more x-rays in April. X-rays and ultrasounds. And I was like, but I would like an MRI to like, and I can go get my own MRI. That's not a problem. Like, there's clinics in the city. I can go get my own MRI done. But it's like, I don't know what MRI I need, right? Like, so I need a consult to tell me what is the MRI. Do I need an upper leg MRI? Do I need a back MRI? Like, what is the MRI that I need? So, at the very least, now I have a doctor at this clinic who, I didn't even have to ask. He was just like, yeah, we're going to do this first, and if this doesn't help you, we'll get an MRI scheduled, and we'll go to the next step. And I'm just like, cool. Like, that's all I wanted was somebody to tell me, go get an MRI. Like, that's really all I wanted was, because you can't know. You can speculate, but it's like, unless you actually have an MRI done, like, you're not going to, like, if there's nothing evident in the x-rays, like, we need to have an MRI to check ligaments and tissues and tendons and nerves and see what's flaring on the map and go from there. So I'm hopeful. At the very least, I've got yes, Lady Atara. And what I was really happy about was when I was talking to this guy yesterday, he was complaining because we kind of live in the middle of nowhere, and he was complaining because the local government just changed over at the end of last year, and he hasn't gotten any money for upgrading things, and so he's been left with like broken, like the boiler for their hydro pool isn't working, so I can't do my hydrotherapy because the pool's not working right now, and so he's like waiting for money from the local government to be able to put into the facility, and so he's trying to get a budget because he wants to bring in these 2 new specialists, and he's wanting to do this course to like educate 3 of the people that work at the clinic on this. I forget what therapy he said it was, but it's like a newer therapy technique for helping regenerate nerve. He was telling me there's a kid who had like he was riding a motorcycle or whatever, and he had a crash. He got whiplash, and was sore and I guess went home. He lived an hour away from the hospital, so he went home. He felt crappy. He got a local person. They call them hueseros here. It means like that literally translates to bone person. Huesero is like a bone person, but it's literally like a massage. It's like a masseuse or a chiropractor, right? So he lived an hour away from the hospital. He didn't want to go back to the hospital. He's like, my neck hurts. So he had a masseuse come over and give him a massage. And then an hour after the massage, he was paralyzed from the neck down. Because apparently in the whiplash, there was just the vertebrae. It was like a centimeter away from being in the wrong place. And when the masseuse went and did the massage in the back of his neck, it pushed that vertebrae, and now he's paralyzed from the neck down. And so like he was telling me this story about this kid, and he was like, what I'm hopeful is that we can get this money approved because I want to be able to study this new technology which supposedly can go in there and help regenerate this nerve tissue because maybe I can help this kid walk again. So he seems like a pretty decent doctor with his head in the right place. So I'm very hopeful, because the last 3 people have just wanted to take x-rays, look at him and be like, oh, here's some pain pills. And this guy literally said, no pain pills. He actually gave me this instead, to be honest with you. I've never heard of this stuff. It's called, this will be for Michael Pham too, he might know more than I do. It's called Nucleo CMP Forte. It's, I don't know what these are in English, but apparently this is it's like a supplement. It's a nerve regeneration. Supposedly this is a nerve regeneration supplement. It's like a vitamin. But this new doctor was like, stop taking, and I think the only thing I've been taking for the past few weeks is like, I'll take like once a week, I'll take these, it's like ibuprofen mixed with a muscle relaxer when I have a really bad day. And he was like, just stop taking everything and only take this stuff. And this is I take this at nights. It's citidine and uridine. So it's monophosphato disodico and triphosphato trisodico. I don't know what those are in English. But I was looking this up, and apparently some of the ingredients for this are used to treat like facial spasms and people who have nerve damage from Bell's palsy and some other stuff. So this is just like a nerve regeneration supplement vitamin thing that they put me on. So I take one of these in the nights, and that's it. But he's like, stop taking pain pills, don't take any more anti-inflammatories. We're gonna do therapy and hopefully get you better. So it's nice to have a doctor who's like, stop taking pills. Let's actually do some therapy and figure this out, which I really appreciate. Because I mean, the system here is pretty good, but at the same time, it is frustrating when you get doctors whose first avenue is take a pill. Like, I don't want to take pills, man. I want to figure out what's wrong. Yeah, Stubbs, the amount of Oblivion versus Avowed or Skyrim versus Avowed, it's so
Yours
stupid
isn't
right
the
now.
only ship that's gotten into trouble around here.
It's really annoying. So that comparison of Joy video, that's literally as a side result of us having a lot of conversations in the live streams over the past week or so of playing this game. This is a completely different game that does its own things. Doctor Who actually cares, says Esteban. Yes. But I am hopeful. But again, thank you, Michael, for that. Thank you for the super chat and for the kind words. I am hopeful. I'll also know more after Tuesday, because I guarantee you Wednesday I'm going to hurt like a mother. I guarantee you Wednesday I'm going to be like, oh my god, I can't move. Because I don't know what they're going to do to me on Tuesday. I know it. I've already done two of the electrotherapy sessions, and I was sore as hell the next day. The day after that, I felt better, but after each session, I was very sore. And I know they're going to do electro for 30 and then 30 minutes of physio, and I don't know what exercises they're going to have me doing, but I anticipate that next Wednesday I'm going to be like,
Captain knew this
can't
wasn't a sure
move.
thing. At least he's trying.
I'm sure that.
I mean, not to spook you.
Get him! Here we go! Find a better weapon. Hey! Over here!
Pistol to the face! Rotten apples.
Next one's mine. Another win. But who's counting?
I'm counting. I like to count.
Yeah.
I like winning. I can also, I've been lucky enough in my life. This is the first time I've ever had to go through, you know, I'm in my mid-40s, and I've never had to go to the doctor for anything major before. What preceded the fall? My kitty cat, who we just lost recently, Pippin, right after her surgery last May, she had just gotten her stitches out, and she was outside, and she went and sat in a mud puddle, and it was right where her stitches were, and where her suture area was, and I was like, no, get out of the mud. So I ran outside barefoot, scooped her up, and kind of ran back inside the house, and it's a painted concrete floor, and my right foot hit the concrete slab and went whoop, and my left foot was still outside the door, and I did the splits and fell back holding the cat. I never dropped the cat. Fell back, hit my shoulder, plopped down on the concrete floor with my butt, so tailbone, boom, with the splits. And then my left leg, which is the leg I'm having problems with, I don't know if you can see it at the moment. I'd have to prop it up. I also, here, I don't know if you can see this or not, and this is gonna look weird if I do it. Right here, probably can't see it right there. There's a scar right there right now. There's a little concrete curb outside of our back door, and my left leg dragged along the top of that concrete curb and cut open my pretty nasty gash on the top of my left leg. So there's a combination of things that are going on that all happened at the same time. But yeah, it was not a nice fall. It was a very gnarly... it didn't hurt that bad when it happened. What really hurt was my ankle, where I cut my ankle. That hurt like a mother. And it was like, bandaged that up, and took like 2 weeks before I could take the bandages off. It was pretty nasty. But yeah, it was I was trying to protect my kitty cat, and had a gnarly fall. And Chris and I have been joking recently about we just need to slow down, because she almost fell in the same doorway like a week ago. I forget what she was doing, but she was on the run for something, and she had her flip-flops on and hit the floor, and we both went, holy shit, we have got to put something on. We've got to put like a blanket down or like some sort of a mat or something in that doorway, or one of us is gonna like kill ourselves in that doorway.
They hit me. You'll regret.
Yeah, I didn't have any pain in my leg either for the first like 7 or 8 days. You know, I was just, what hurt was my ankle, and then when it started hurting in my leg, I just assumed it was because I was walking funny because of my bandaged ankle, and I was like, well, maybe I'm just pulling a muscle. But then it got progressively worse and has not ever fully gotten better. So now we're going through the rigmarole dancing of going to the doctors
right
and
to
stuff.
be suspicious of animancy. Don't tell Liviana I said that.
Right. Well, it's kind of like Whiplash, you know. I had never thought of it like that, but when I was talking to the doctor the other day, he was like, you know, if you think about Whiplash, you know, a lot of times Whiplash patients won't suffer they won't start feeling the effects of Whiplash for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, you know, before you start, you know, feeling things. It's like I'd never thought about that before. I was just always like, why did it start hurting a week later, you know? We'll get it figured out one way or the other. But I have been relatively lucky, knock on wood, to never have any major issues until now. And I'm also very blessed in the sense that my day job is not a physical day job, because I would be up shit creek if I was working a physical job. Because I would not be able to be doing any sort of like physical labor of any kind right now. Dude, that's intense, Stubbs, for sure. Yeah. That sucks, man.
Oh, take a breather, folks. Getting out of this alive.
Captain, we're not alone here.
Did I ever learn to love blacksmithing? I don't think I ever will learn to love it, Kai, because I don't like the way that it plays on the console. The constant repetitive nature of needing to pull the trigger to do the hammer, while at the same time moving the thumbstick to like move the hammer to hit the thing. I find that entire process grueling, repetitive, and my fingers really don't like it after like 30 minutes of doing that. So I highly doubt I'm ever going to learn to love blacksmithing.
Please,
in Kingdom Come
please
Deliverance
don't
2.
hurt us.
I'm gonna
Just
do
trying to
it
get
for
this
certain
Adra
quests,
for Captain
and I wouldn't
Bardado
mind
before she comes
upgrading
and
my
kills us.
longsword that I have, the quest longsword. But yeah, I'm not a fan. Pretty sure you promised that Adra to somebody else.
We made a mistake. Devolva's Adra is unretrievable. On the bottom of the sea, somewhere between here and the Deadfire. We acquired some Luminous Adra from the Valian Trading Company, meaning to sell it to Sapienta de Falva in Paradis. My ship sank in a massive storm on the way here, and the Adra was lost. We got to shore, but that's the least of our worries.
So Captain Bernardo is here to take back the Adra, but you don't have any Adra to give them.
You got it. But the Valians won't accept that as an excuse. They want Adra to replace what we took.
Rickety asks, are you going to transfer your Lotro characters to the 64-bit servers in a couple weeks? I'm not playing Lotro, so no. Nope, no plans. Yeah, the hard part is like, so we've been having this like duck pool that we want to put into the ground. We've had it for like 6 months, and we never had got around to putting it in because I was never feeling that great. And then it rained yesterday, and I told Chris, I was like, we just got to get it done. Like, I'm gonna have to just, even though I'm just gonna have to take it easy and do what I can, but we got to get it put in there because it's just been sitting there for 6 months. We got to get it done before the weather starts to get too hot. So I think we're gonna try to work on that. Maybe tomorrow a little bit, depends on how she's feeling. But yeah, I haven't been able to do a lot of physical activities for the past 6 months because of stuff. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But also, you know, I'm reading the other part of your comment. I greatly enjoy building for myself, DAO, and not clients. Yes, I did. So I did ceramic tile and natural stone as a 3rd generation contractor for over 20 years. I don't ever want to work on somebody else's shit ever again. I built our chicken coop. I built our cat shelter. I built all that by hand. Literally hammer, nails, and a handsaw when we first moved here. I've built some of our screen doors. I still don't own. We do finally own a couple of power tools. My sister-in-law has a little bit of a pawn shop, and she gave us a grinder, an angle grinder, and a really old like plug-in drill, like a 1-speed. Like, it's probably 40 years old. I don't even have any power tools. Like, I don't care to ever do stuff anymore. I don't mind plugging stuff, but like Chris does, like, she does all the plumbing. She does a little bit of electrical. I'll do any carpentry stuff that has to be done around here. We've poured some concrete pillars for the patio. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of shit on the Homestead channel of stuff we've done, but we haven't done anything for like 6 months because I've not been able to like do much, which is not fun. It's not fun to not be able to do the things that you want to do. So I'm really hopeful that this gets fixed soon, because I'd like to get back to being able to work on things around the house. But even like, we joke because before the leg, like, it was when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, I was out with a machete in the backyard, and I was like chopping down weeds, and the tip of the machete pinged off of a rock. And if you've ever done that with a machete, so like it came down, and the tip of it, like, it like jerked back like a bad recoil from a pistol or something. So it did that, and it popped my tendon off the index finger, and just, it strained it and sprained it, and it was bad. Like, I couldn't use the mouse. I couldn't use my mouse for like 6 months. I couldn't open a can of tuna for 8 months. I had to train my middle finger to use the mouse on my keyboard. I was like, some of it's just like, fuck, I guess getting old is just like little things, man. Like, I don't know. We've talked about buying some tools, but it's also, labor here is pretty affordable. So like when we had the patio roof done, I don't own a welder, and I didn't want to do all that shit. So I just hired some guys. Chris, there's one of the guys she went to church with. His brother had a welder and 2 grandsons that could help. So they went and built my patio roof for, I think it was like $800, I think, for all the materials and labor and everything else. We really don't have any other projects. I think we do need to get up on the roof and do our annual cleaning of the roof so that we can reseal it before the rainy season starts in June. And then Chris, like literally just today during this morning's stream, Chris went out and got a bunch of sheet metal delivered, because she's wanting to build a new shelter for her ducks, and she wants to build some more shelters for her chickens and other stuff. So she's got her own projects in the works that I don't have anything to do with. So I'll just go out there and record video when they're being worked on and put it up on the Homestead channel.
Are you serious? You do that for us?
Oh yeah, horses too. I don't know if you were around when I talked about this a couple weeks ago, Lady Tara. So my brother was training a new horse, and he'd been training her for like 6 weeks, and she'd been doing pretty good. And he was putting her up one night, and he had gotten her all brushed down and everything else, fed, and he was putting her back in the corral, and he put her in, took the halter and lead rope off, and then turned his back to leave and pull the gate behind him. And he was like, thankfully it's winter time, and I had on a sweater and my jacket and everything else, and she full on like, and he was like, thank God she didn't get the side of my face or my neck, but she turned around and just grabbed him by his shoulder right here and like picked him up and slammed him against the side of the corral panels. And he had a huge old like grapefruit sized bloody hematoma bruise right here on his shoulder for like 2 weeks. Like, and he's like, thank God she didn't get my neck or my face, and it was the middle of winter, because if that would have been bare skin, she would have ripped a chunk out of me. Horses can be, unpredictable when you're training them. That kind of stuff is legit. Yeah, lead rope can be gnarly. My sister got, I don't think she broke her hand, but I remember her wrist swelled up pretty bad. She was probably 7 or 8 when it happened.
If that means what I think it means, I'm all for it. Better odds than we have now.
Welcome to War Stories.
We're supposed to bring the Adra to Bardado at the Usher's Hand just north of here. She's probably already there waiting for us. If you somehow make it out alive with the Adra, get it to Sapiento de Falva in Paradise. Maybe he'll do some good with it.
I love horses, but yeah, they could be, they're big.
Yeah.
Hold it there, amigo. We're expecting someone tonight for sure. But you're not them.
Captain Bardado,
You
I
got it,
presume?
pal. Though I'd put money down that you spoke to my good friend Trevik. Told you we were the buddies, did he? Trevik and his scabby newts stole Adra from the Valiant Trading Company. This is widely advised against. You see what I mean? So I'm here in my capacity as a procurement agent, if you will. I bring back the Adra, or I bring back their heads.
Oh, the horse got a mouthful of lard. That's funny. Come on, be reasonable. Trevik lost the Adra to sea.
Cute.
I think Trevik is cool, and I put it into this.
Oh, You mean you can try? Bring me their heads!
Oh, shit, that is a big ass bear. run off. Did she just use a potion? That's right. Alright, nicely done.
We make a good squad.
We do. We're still missing a third party member. Can't wait till we find him. I probably just need to go move the main storyline so that we stop doing side quests, move the main storyline so that we get our third companion. It would make some of these combat encounters a little more easier too. Not that they're difficult right now. I'm not familiar with that person, Kai. I might have to, let me go look them up. I might recognize their face, but I don't recognize the name. Oh, yeah, I know who this person is. Yeah. Yep. Definitely not my type of content for sure. Ralph says, any tips for getting materials or building more armor in this game? Yes, Ralph. Explore the maps and break down everything. I never lacked for materials in my first playthrough, but and I didn't do full clears of the map, but I did break down everything. Don't sell things. Just break everything down. Like, break all of your weapons down, break all of your armor down, and just keep the things you're going to wear. And then just explore the map, because you'll find all your harvestables out in the maps. So these are big maps. Like, this is all explorable space. Only the green trails are where I've been. And all of this, like, tan stuff, there are, like, just harvestable resources, nooks and crannies, little caves, little treasure chests. Like, you'll find, but they're all over the place. So you just gotta, like, literally pick a direction and go, and you'll find lots of resources that you can find to use for your crafting. I never lacked. I think the only thing I didn't have a max tier at was at the very end of the game. My first playthrough, I did not do a completionist version, so I was level 28. Since I didn't make it to 30, I was level 28. I had my grimoire was maxed out to legendary max tier. My wand was missing one, and I think my shirt was missing one. So I had a legendary wand, legendary grimoire, a legendary breastplate, legendary wand, grimoire, and breastplate. And I think it was the wand and the breastplate I did not get to the max tier, but I had it at the one below. And that was just because I didn't do it in a completionist version, so I didn't actually... If I would have gone the full completionist and done like the level 28 to 30 side quests and everything, I guarantee you I would have found all the resources I needed to do those upgrades. So at least I found through my first playthrough that just by doing the side quests along the way and harvesting everything and breaking everything down, I never was short on resources at all.
My friend, any chance you found some Luminous Adra for me?
Stubbs says, trying to work my way through Pillars of Eternity, but this looks fun and my wife's next to me playing it. Since you finished a playthrough, will I be missing out by not doing PoE 1 and 2 first? No, but here, I will say this. There are story elements to Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 that will make more sense if you have played those games when you come to this game. So I know you, since you've already been working your way through Pillars of Eternity, here are some examples. Like, they mention animancers here, right? But they don't really ever give you an explanation of what animancers are. Other than if you read in your codex, you will get a brief breakdown of animancy and what animancers are. Whereas if you play Pillars of Eternity 1, the whole game is about, like, there's a huge chunk of that game that's all about animancers and what's going on with animancy in the main town and the souls of the children and the Engwithians. Like, it's all about animancy and the Engwithians and souls and how that pertains to the gods, right? That's the whole first game. And then when you get to the second game, which is Deadfire, it's a direct sequel, right? So there's more about the gods, but you're also going to a completely new region of the world, which is the Deadfire Archipelago. And that's where, so this companion I have, Kai, he's from the archipelago. His people are from there. So when you play the second game, it's all about their people and what's going on in the Deadfire Archipelago. And so you learn a lot about the islands, the Rautai, culture, and then the colonial nature of these many different organizations that are conquesting the islands, right? And so it's things like that. When you're playing this game, his heritage and his culture makes way more sense if you've played the second game, because you understand his culture. So when he makes references to things, you'll be like, because it's like an Easter egg, right? It's not necessary, because you could talk to him and he'll tell you about things. But if you already know those things, there's like an extra meaning to it because you've played the second game. The problem is that the first two games are huge. Like, this is a 60 to 80 hour game if you do completionists versions. Those first two games are like 150 hour CRPGs each, especially if you do all the DLCs. They're big games. So no, they're not necessary to have played to enjoy this game, but you will understand a lot of the references that you can learn about those things in this game just by conversing and reading your codex and the notes and things you find. But if you already know them, you don't necessarily have to read or talk to characters, because you're like, oh, I already know what that is. Like, I know what animancy is. I don't need you to tell me. Oh, I know about the Ratatouille culture. I don't need you to tell me. Like, that's the benefit of having played the first two games. Hopefully that makes sense. Lady Tara says there's a lot of lore that gets referenced. Yes, there is quite a bit of lore that makes way more sense. Again, you can find...
My friend,
they will tell you about the lore in Avowed if you
Luminous
want to
Adra
ask
for
about
me?
it and say, hey, can you tell me more? But if you've played the first two games, you'll be like, oh, I know what they're referring to. Oh, yeah, that's... Like, here's a good example. Earlier in... Well, in the early stages of this game, you have to go meet a Watcher. Like, you go talk to a Watcher. And there's an encounter with a Watcher, and the only explanation you get, pretty sure it's in my codex somewhere. Fuck, I don't know where it is. It might have. It was probably in the conversation we had. Yeah, I don't think it's going to show up right now, because it's one of those things where it's in the conversation. So when you're having the conversation with someone here, you can turn on the dialogue history and lore.
Thank you.
And you can do this, right? And then if there's something that you want to that you want more information about, it'll pop over here on the right hand side. So example, Audra, and it tells me more about Audra. And there was, like, when we were having that conversation with the Watcher, there was a conversation node about what is a Watcher. And so you could get a very brief paragraph explanation of what a Watcher is in this game. But if you've played the first two games, your understanding of what a Watcher is so much more profound, because you actually play as a Watcher in the first two games. So it's those little things. It's like, oh, so this lady here is a Watcher. That's what I was in the first two games. I understand what a Watcher is and how that works with the souls and everything else. So, yes, there's a lot of lore references that are streamlined for this game that you get a greater understanding of if you've played the first two games.
Oh, of course. Worry not about it. I know the value of what you brought me. Thank you again, my wonderfully unique friend. May you find a kinship with this land.
Level up. Let's go Dex again. Yeah, it's a good game. It's definitely a, I would consider this a streamlined action adventure game. RPG. It's like an action adventure RPG. In those orders. In that order. So it's an action adventure RPG. Whereas the first two games are RPGs. Like they are absolutely RPGs first and foremost. So, you know, real time with pause. They ended up adding turn-based later on, but those games were all about 6-person party. Well, the first game's 6-person, the second game is 5-person, but it's all about having that, you know, that full group party. So you've got a lot of complexity with the different party members. The combat is way more complex in terms of I gotta remember what they're called. So there's all the crushing, piercing, slashing, elemental. There's a lot of damage types in the first two Pillars of Eternity games, and your different party members approach things differently, and they have like really cool, unique classes like the Cipher, and wait, is it the Cipher, or did I just say the wrong name? Anyway, there's some unique classes, and of course the you know, the 6-person, 5-person party system, which has been stripped down here. So the combat here is super fun. Don't get me wrong. I really like the combat here, and there is some complexity to the combat on harder difficulties. I'm on easy mode right now because I've already played the game. I don't need to be challenged. But yeah, we're doing well. We're doing, you know, it's its own thing. They've already made an announcement that it has done better than expected, and I think Carrie just did an interview I saw referenced earlier today.
You died, but you're here.
Envoy, is it really you?
I am here, Garrick. What's up, buddy?
You've got some god looking out for you.
So, I know one of the questions they asked Carrie was about the potential for this to become a franchise, and the answer was somewhat ambiguous, but also it looks like, you know, as long as things continue to go the way they are going, I think that we can consider that Avowed 2 is definitely on the table.
Wish that Sawbones would hurry up. I gotta get back to him. No one else is coming down. Wow, it's really you. I mean, we all heard the Emperor sent a Godlike, but I didn't never think I'd get to meet you. You are the envoy, aren't you? I bow, but
I personally don't want them to add any more to this game. I think it's fine as is.
I might have broken some ribs.
I would be more interested in I don't even want DLC. I would be more interested in just let's just get to the next game. Tell us the next, you know, the next story. Unless they can give a DLC that's a good 20, 30 hours worth of story content. I often feel like a good example of this is Shattered Space for Starfield. Had about 6 hours of main campaign and about 30 hours if you did all the side quests. It felt pretty meaty. Whereas the DLC for Star Wars Outlaws, which we played in November, I think, it was like 7 or 8 hours long, and that was it, and it was done. And it's like, I kind of am like, if you're gonna do a DLC, I would much rather the DLC be 20 to 30 hours worth of content as opposed to just a quick 6-hour thing. Like, if 30 hours of content is too much for your DLC, then just spend the budget on the next game in the sequel. I would much rather just have them work on the next thing.
Is that the lady who brought you back from the dead? Tej, the ambassador's secretary. He told me you got sniped the second you walked through the gate. Thwack! I couldn't believe it. I mean, talk about getting off on the wrong foot. Anyway, don't worry about me. Not until I...
Help for your brother. Oh, this leads to the brother quest.
My brother. We're with the team. They descended.
Already met with Seguin. I'll see your people found.
You'll probably find... Thank you.
Oh, so this was the other way to get to that temple. So the first time I played the game, this is really interesting. First time I played the game, I talked to him first, and that led me to the temple. This playthrough, I found the temple first, and it started the quest up there because I met the scouts. And then having a conversation with him right now, I'm like, oh, I already talked to those people. That's cool. What is over here? Is this around the corner?
Wouldn't want their diplomats going hungry or sober.
There's definitely some enemies over here somewhere.
I can't believe you're alive. How do you feel?
I am? Well, I've considered... Yeah, I'm disoriented, lightheaded, my pulse is racing.
And yet you rallied your spirits in report...
I'm kind of going to skip through this because I want to see if there's anything different. Here you are.
Very good. I'm eager to see... Now, thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation.
Dexterity roll. Yep, gravity, absolutely. As you slip a few coins from his purse while he talks. That's awesome.
You've seen how
oh, it literally added 100 coins. That's unique to this background.
And in politics.
That's...
Sometimes I think the island has
that right there is that whole... But there's no choices.
Arrived,
there's no reactions. There's no options in Avowed. You can't do all the cool... There's no variation. I couldn't do that with my scholar.
At this point, I can't rule anything
Perfect
out.
example of difference.
We're in uncharted waters.
Just with your backgrounds.
This embassy has no shortage of political foes, but the dream scourge is what keeps me up at night. You've seen firsthand what it can do.
Better get to work.
Thank you, Inquisitor. She's more concerned about these. At least they've.
Why go after me?
But defend Inquisitor. These Paradisian rebels must face justice.
Not many get a chance.
I hate Ludwin. I already want to take her out this time around.
Oh, once your killer has been... Remember... Oh, I wish I could see the killer's face. We'll talk more.
How about we start with Marius at the
this is where I go
Rock.
get my next companion. Perfect. This is what I was looking for. Is take me to Marius so that I can get my next companion. Quickest way is probably to travel to the fast travel and go southwest. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can go about quests here. Like I said, all of the traditional variation that I've seen in Obsidian games is here. But I also feel like they've taken a lot of the lessons they learned. I don't know if any of you have played Outer Worlds or Grounded. Both of those games this feels like a refined version of both the Outer Worlds and Grounded. The movement, the combat, they've obviously started to streamline that first-person, third-person adventure game as a company. Ko was talking about that? Nice.
So, you're the one they all crow at. Ha! The mighty Marius, deep in his cups, ready to take on the... No what?
The dwarf...
Yeah, see how this plays out.
I think that...
I knew you were, so I paid the cramps.
think I like this guy.
Wait until...
Oh,
Excuse me.
you wait.
Alright, Marius.
Well, that was...
I need him in the party.
First, you know your poisons. Any extra...
Hangman's Tear next time.
Smart. The effects are more widely known. Let their imagination run wild on them. If I'm not mistaken, you're looking for some...
I am?
Then they wouldn't... Still, we'll figure...
Alright. Oops. Put that away. Put it away! I just noticed that you can go back in this guy's storeroom and steal all sorts of goodies.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait for Outer Worlds 2 this year. Getting 2 Obsidian games in 1 year. Tasty. Tasty, tasty, tasty. I did an Ice Mage my first time through Bub, and this time I'm doing like a pirate musket pistol
See,
wearer.
Marius, I had it under
Kind
control.
of like a ranged.
Ah, it's the principle. No.
But I'm not using a bow. Do I buy the Arbicus? I can afford it. I'm gonna do it. That's a big upgrade. Nice. Look at that. Look at that rifle. Oh yeah, I got a nice shiny new rifle. So now I've got the fish scale pistol, the ice axe, and a nice shiny new rifle. Now I still need, I still have not found any sort of special rifle yet, and I still have not found my, I'm going to eventually move to a saber cutlass so that I can be an actual pirate. I have not found one yet, so we got to wait until we get one. Oh, I hear a chest. Or a backpack or something.
You saved my life. He would have killed me, and all for a few coins.
Think nothing of it. Any law-abiding citizen would have done the same.
Alright. Let's go to the camp. Double check my upgrades. Doop 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 doop. Alright, we also need to spend Marius's points. Oh, I can upgrade my pistol.
You should keep it up.
Cool. Alright. I'm going to wrap it here, guys. It's almost 5 o'clock, and Chris probably wants to watch a movie tonight since it's Saturday night. I'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early as always. We've been starting about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. My alarm's at 4, so as long as I get up and I feel pretty good, I've just been... This morning I was up at 3 o'clock and was doing video production. I'm going to go push a guide live for Avowed as soon as this is over, and then I'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning for more Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as we continue Henry's adventure. And we're doing a couple streams a day right now. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in the morning, this game in the afternoons, doing my second playthrough, and we're going to be doing some more Dune Awakening videos, some more Celeste 2 videos, and checking the schedule because, yeah, there's other things I want to do as we wrap these two games up, because I don't think there's anything launching in early March yet. I think March 20th, I think, is when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out. So, and then the 27th is Atomfall. So, I'm going to have both of these games. I should have Kingdom Come Deliverance wrapped up by the end of the month, because we're, like, what is today? The 22nd? We got, like, what, 6 days left in the something like that? I mean, we'll be wrapped up. I mean, I'm like 80 hours into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at this point. So I feel like we'll probably wrap that up. If not by the end of next week, definitely by the end of the first week of March. And then I've got, like, let's say I wrap up by the 8th. I've got like almost 2 full weeks of I don't know what, because I haven't checked what early releases are potentially going to be happening in March that I want to, because there was nothing that was major that I was looking at, but there might be some like Steam releases or little indie titles that we could take a look at, or that might be the perfect time to drop back and do a Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough. I don't know. Dip into some No Man's Sky and check out the World's Part 2 update. I don't know. There's room in there for something. All right, thanks everybody. We had some super chats and memberships tonight, so let me go scroll back through here. Mike Mikkel became a member tonight. Thank you so much for that. Stubbs did a super chat a couple hours back. Thank you so much for that. Michael Pham did a super chat about an hour ago. Thank you so much for that, guys. Thanks for the support, whether it's on Twitch or here on YouTube. I appreciate it, guys. Keeps me on the air full time. And thank you for being willing to play games and have fun in games without being judgmental little grifter bots, because you know, there's a lot of people that work on these games, and they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into these projects, and they deserve to be applauded for their hard work. Nobody should have their work shit on by angry little trolls. Everybody who works on something, especially when it comes to art, they're doing it because they have a passion for that, and it's something that is worthwhile to celebrate and applaud. All right. See you guys next time.